The White House called, and the President of the United States asked me to come down and chat with him for a bit. So I felt like when the President asks you to come and have a conversation with him in the Oval Office, you do that. So I did. We spent about 35 minutes or so chatting about a whole range of issues. The good news is that he loves the Freedom Hut, thinks we do great work here, is a fan of this show, and is also now has said that he will join us on the air in the next few weeks. He's the leader of the free world. He's a busy man, but he'll join us, he said. A lot of the conversation was just two guys talking. I don't think it was not formal. It was not an interview. I was on the official schedule, so the whole thing wasn't off the record. People know that I was there, and people saw me walking around the complex and various reporters and such. But we talked about a whole lot of things. I talked about New York, our families. Some stuff was off the record. The on the record stuff, well, first off, I walked in. And, it's interesting because I've been in the Oval Office a few times, and I've been in that office in different capacities. I went there for the first time when I was about 27 with the CIA briefing team, or as the CIA briefing team, really. And I went in there and had a conversation with then President George W. Bush. I actually told Trump about that, not the specifics of the conversation, but some funny anecdotes from the first time I went in, and also my sense of Dick Cheney, whom I found shockingly polite and friendly, because my only impression of him had been what we all would hear. And I knew that the media was a caricature of him, of course, but that he was like Darth Vader and terrifying. He was actually was a very, very affable fellow when he wants to be. But I told him about that. But the first thing that he said when I walked into the Oval this time, so I've been in the Oval Office now to run CIA briefings. I've been in the Oval Office to interview the president. You may recall I did that with The Hill about 18 months ago. And this time around, I was just in to have a conversation with the president. So I didn't record it. It wasn't a formal interview. And some of this was really on a personal level, and then some of it was more general. And he just wanted my sense of a whole range of issues. So we'll cover that again when he calls into the interview. You'll hear a lot of the topics, at least, that we discussed, but I wanted to give him also some confidential advice, or my sense of things that are not necessarily for publication, or just for the president to hear from me. But it was very nice that he was attentive enough to what we're doing here, that this was his ask. I did not request this. I did not. This just came up, and the president had his staff reach out to me, and so I went down and we spent some time together. He didn't realize that I was quite the New Yorker that I am, which I thought was interesting. He assumed that, given my CIA background, I must be from where a lot of the folks listening to the show are from, more of the heartland or something along those lines. But the first thing he said when I walked in was probably my favorite thing, which is that I walked in, and the first words the leader of the free world says are, "This guy's got the best hair on TV." So that was nice. I'll take it from a guy who, Donald's got a great head of hair. Hair game respects hair game. He's got a great head of hair. And then I took a photo with him, and as we're taking the photo, I said, my girlfriend actually just cut my hair this morning. And he looked at it and he said, "Did a good job." So pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, I've got to say. And we had a great conversation. And as I said, some was off the record, some was personal, but a couple of topics that I can tell you we touched on. One is, this president is very much engaged and understands that the economic devastation that's happening because of the extended lockdown. I'll tell you this: the president told me, "We're never going to do this again. We're never going to do this again." Because I said, "Sir," I asked him, I said, "Sir, promise me that you're not gonna push for a second lockdown like this if we have another wave in the wintertime." He said, "Nope. We're going to deal with the problem. We're going to use our best resources. We're going to put out the the fires as they come up. But this will not happen again. And now we still have to get out of it. And getting out of it isn't just getting states to allow for the reopen. It's getting things up and running again. It's restoring the loss of economic activity, of wealth, of all the accrued assets that people have in their small businesses and in their savings accounts, and getting people jobs back so they have paychecks week to week. And all of that is going to be a major effort.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.